In today's video, for the first time ever, we're gonna be showing you the 3D renderings of the inside of our dream home. And on top of that, I'm gonna be giving away something at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned. So I've got my wife Mindy with me, and we're gonna go through each room section by section and talk about what we like, what we don't like, and who had to compromise on some things.
Before we get into it, I just want to let everybody know that I did not do any of the interior design. It's called a vanilla shell, and there's just like placeholders basically to show us what everything looks like. So we'll be picking interior finishes in a different video, but this will just give you an idea of what everything will look like.
Yeah, so make sure you guys are subscribed so you can see that video. Now let's jump into it. So the first room we're gonna look at is the kitchen / great room area, since this is kind of the centerpiece of the house. For me, the biggest part that I love is the sliders. As you can see from these renderings, it is a 48-foot slider, which is unheard of. Right now, we have 3 sliders, which are like, what, 12 feet?
Yeah.
So this is 4 times the size, which is insane.
Yeah, I love that it brings in so much natural light, but honestly, my favorite part is just how big the kitchen is.
Yeah, the kitchen turned out really good. It's got the double island, which is nice. You can use one of them as a dining table, or you can use it like as an island to serve and prep food. So I also really like the 16-foot ceilings.
Yeah, but that's becoming a challenge because we don't want 16-foot cabinets or we'll never be able to reach them.
Yeah, in the rendering, it doesn't have 16-foot cabinets. It's 12, but I think it'd be kind of cool to like take the cabinets all the way to the ceiling. It'd be you couldn't use any of them, but it'd be cool.
Another thing that I really like about the great room is the fireplace because it goes all the way up the 16 feet. The only issue is that we don't know if we're gonna put a TV on it.
Yeah, the TV kind of takes away from whatever stone we pick, which is probably gonna be really expensive. And now that I'm looking at the fireplace, the other thing that I forgot to mention is that all of those sliders open up. So not only does the 48-foot one open, but the 2 sliders next to the fireplace open, as well as the one on the side there. So it could be a full indoor-outdoor experience on the main living area, plus the entire deck, which is also huge.
Yeah, and the best part is that there's actually no corner piece. So when you open the sliders completely, you see everything.
Yeah, so I'm really happy with how this turned out. Obviously, it's really big, the sliders are awesome, but you get all the strip views unobstructed, and you know, you have this pool you're looking out to, which is really cool.
Yeah, and a part that you can't see is around the corner, there's a hidden door that leads to the butler's kitchen. It's really cool.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of hidden doors in the kitchen, there's another hidden door there that kind of looks like a pantry door for the kitchen, but it's not. It actually leads to the junior master, which by itself is already really big, then has its own slider into the deck, and it was kind of an afterthought.
Yeah, and we weren't originally gonna do a junior master, it was just a small guest suite, but he actually talked to his friend Ivan and convinced him to do another master downstairs.
Yeah, so we had to rework everything to make sure that it got its own bathroom, that it had a big closet, and that it felt like a true master suite. Now, speaking of the true master, let's actually jump to area number 2 of the house, which will lead us towards there, and that's the entryway. Now, the thing that I really like about the entryway is right when you walk in, you have this baby grand piano, which we didn't have there originally.
Yeah, and you actually fought really hard to create a space for it, but he doesn't even play piano.
She plays piano, and I like listening to it. And actually, our kids now like to play the piano and just smash the keys. I don't know that it's playing the piano,
Yeah.
but I just think it's really elegant walking in, and the first thing you see is this huge baby grand, and I think we could put some nice spotlights over it and stuff.
Maybe some good stone in the back of it or something.
Yeah. What kind of color are you thinking?
For the piano?
Yeah.
So, you know, you could go classic black or white, but I'm kind of thinking we should venture out and do something maybe like acrylic or a color, something crazy.
Yeah, I think it'd be really cool to have a crazy, like, blue piano or something.
I just don't know if he's gonna pay for it.
We'll see what they cost.
The next probably has to be your favorite feature of the house.
It's not my favorite feature. It was actually most people in the comments' favorite feature.
Yeah,
if you guys missed the previous video, I showed the exterior renderings of the house for the first time, and I asked people to comment what your favorite part of the house was. And many people said it was this dining room right here.
Yeah, the dining room is so cool because it literally floats on water.
And obviously that looks really cool with it floating on water, but we can also open up the sliders so that you can just jump in water if you really want to. I know it's a formal dining room, but maybe, you know, somebody's gonna get a little crazy after dinner or something.
I want to get chocolate wasted.
But I also really like that when you enter the house from the front door, it's right there on your right. You just get this strip view, you get this dining room that's on water. You're probably looking at it when you enter like, what the heck is going on here? Like, why is this dining room on water with a strip view? So it's really cool.
Yeah, the other part about the entry is when you walk in, you're just meted with this 26-foot ceiling height, which is crazy.
Actually, it might not be 26, it might be 22.
My favorite part of the entry is actually when you walk in the front door, you're mated with this 22-foot tall vaulted ceiling, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, you know, if you look to your left, you've got the stairway up to the second floor, or you could take the elevator, which is kind of hidden, you can't see. But it's just a really grand look that I've always wanted. I've loved vaulted ceilings, but the problem with vaulted ceilings is you lose floor space anytime you do it. So you got to really pick and choose where you want them.
Yeah, I just think it sets the tone for the house when you come in.
And that actually reminded me of one part we didn't talk about on the exterior because we didn't have a good rendering of it. But right when you enter on the outside, there's a waterfall that's probably like 22 feet tall because it's the whole length of the house. And that's pretty crazy.
Listen, he wanted a moat that wrapped around the entire house, and I said, that's not happening. Somebody's gonna fall, my kids are gonna fall, whatever. So I let him have a waterfall.
But anyways, let's jump into the next section of the house, which is the master bedroom. Now, the master bedroom is the last part of the main floor. We designed it so that the kids are up top, away from us, and we kind of have our own wing on the main floor because I didn't want to like walk upstairs and stuff. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really don't even know how many square feet it is. It's probably like 2,000 square feet by itself.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, but definitely the coolest part of the master is where the bed is. It has a full view of the strip, just glass everywhere, and it's definitely probably the centerpiece.
Yeah, behind it you have like a little living room retreat which goes up so that you can see over the bed and still see the strip and get a view.
Yeah, the tough part was figuring out where to put a TV because you don't want a TV blocking the strip, and we could have got like one of those ceiling TVs that come down, but we don't really watch TV in bed that much.
Yeah, we just watch on the couch mostly.
Yeah, so I like it in the retreat, and then when we're ready to go to bed, we just go there. Yeah, so the sleeping quarters are really nice, the sitting area is really nice, but the part that we had to revise the most, hands down, was the master bathroom and deck area. So after many hours of me back and forth with our architect, Hugo, we found a functional bathroom that is still grand, brings in a lot of light, and gives us everything we're looking for.
Yeah, one thing I wanted was a standalone tub, a lot of natural light, and I'm gonna say the infamous makeup vanity because that gave Ryan and Hugo a big headache.
Yeah, trying to figure out where to put the vanity was hard because number one, she wanted natural light for her makeup vanity. She wanted it to be really big. She wanted it to be in the bathroom. And I didn't think we were gonna be able to get all of them because originally we had her vanity in the closet, but with all these different revisions, we finally gave her a good spot for it.
Yeah, and we have a big shower, which I plan to do a beautiful big stone with. The vanities are cool, and
we've got two toilets, which is nice, right?
Because you're nasty.
I'm nasty. So we had to have two toilets. All right. But I'll tell you, my favorite part is actually the master deck, which didn't exist initially.
It's a big deck.
Yeah. So with the master deck, if you look on the original renderings of the exterior, it didn't really exist the way that we have it now. I just decided I'd rather have a huge covered area, and then I'd be able to put a jacuzzi in there. I'd be able to put an outdoor shower, and then a little sitting area. But on top of that, we can actually open up sliders from the bathroom and the master bedroom now. So it's like a full indoor-outdoor experience now.
I think if you just add a little kitchen, you could live on this side of the house for like weeks.
But yeah, I'm really happy with how the deck turned out. It took so many revisions to come up with that layout and that plan, but I'm happy we went through all of them to get that result. The last piece was the master closet, which originally was two separate closets, and we made the decision to combine it into one, which was kind of weird?
I am so excited about this closet because it is probably 5 times bigger than my closet now, which is really, really small.
Yeah, and the renderings don't really do it justice with how big it truly is. It's kind of hard in 3D to see the true scale of things, but we just realized that having them separated made them both feel more like claustrophobic and closed, and we'd rather just have one really big grand one that's all open together. But we also have a laundry room in the master. We definitely have to put the dry cleaner in there from the other house I toured.
Yeah, I didn't know when he got so bougie, but...
So the master's really good, and we're gonna spend a lot of time there, but let's jump into the next area, which is the upstairs.
Yeah, so the first part you see upstairs is actually all the kids' bedrooms. We wanted to keep them all together. They're pretty much all the same thing. But the major issue is that 2 of them have strip views and 2 of them don't. So I don't know which kids are gonna get the good views.
Probably the 2 oldest kids, but you know, we'll see what happens when we move in. But the bedrooms are nice. They all have their own bathroom. They all have a desk built into it so they can do their schoolwork. And there's just a ton of windows and light that come into it. So they're probably the best bedrooms that a kid could ask for.
So the next room is the laundry room, and I have to admit that I was a little selfish because I took some storage from the kids' loft and added it to my laundry room.
We're hopefully gonna have a lot of kids, so you've got, 2 sets of laundry, and you've got like a little folding table built in, and it has strip views.
Yeah.
What laundry room has strip views?
I don't think any.
No, I don't think so. But speaking of the loft, it's still a really good size. I doubt it ends up the way it's rendered. I think it's just gonna be a bunch of toys everywhere. Now look, I really care about my kids, and their bedrooms are cool, and their loft is cool. But the best part of the upstairs is actually gonna be my office. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I love to read books, so I wanted to make my office like a library sitting area more than an actual office. I don't really see myself using it as an office, but we'll have the computer there, we'll have the desk, but really, I just wanted a cool place where I could read and just, have quiet time, which doesn't really make sense with all the kids around, but maybe we'll lock the door or something.
Yeah, and the funny part is that if you look at the rendering, there's bookcases everywhere, but he reads on a Kindle. So I don't know. We don't have enough books to fill the cases.
It'll be all fake books, and I'll still just read off my Kindle.
Yeah.
But the other great part about this is there's, once again, natural light. You can open the slider, go on this really big deck again, and, just look at the golf course and stuff. So I'm really excited with how this office turned out.
Yeah, you didn't even talk about the hidden bookcase door.
Oh yeah, you can talk about that. We have a lot of hidden doors.
Yeah, there's a lot of secrets in this house, like you said. But yeah, the bookcase is really cool because somewhere, I won't tell you guys where, there is a hidden door that leads to none other than...
Nothing. It's a closet.
But I thought it was really cool to have a hidden door.
Well, maybe we'll put something cool in there. Maybe I'll put, I don't know. I don't even smoke cigars, but I don't know, cigars or...
With one chair.
With one chair, just something cool in there that's hidden. You guys are gonna have to tell me in the comments down below, what should I hide in the bookcase? And on that topic, I mentioned that I'm gonna be giving away something in this video, and what that something is one of my online courses. Whoever is subscribed and has the best comment for what I should do inside the bookcase is gonna win their choice of any of my courses. So give me your wild suggestions and you can win. Now let's go tour my favorite part of the main house, which is the basement.
All right, so the basement we call the fun zone because one thing that I've always wanted was a bowling alley. And Ryan actually didn't want to give it to me.
I just thought we weren't gonna ever use it, but the more we got into it, the more we realized that the bowling alley actually fit the shape of the house because our house is really long so that we could maximize views. And so in order to get to the other parts of the basement, we had a long hallway anyway. So it just made sense to make it a bowling alley. I guess as much as a bowling alley could make sense.
And the bowling alley is really cool, but next to it is a bar. We've got a wine rack. We've got a theater type lounge area. There's a card table. The whole downstairs is pretty much just games and fun.
And we've also got the pool table, which is really cool. And just like the rest of the house, you can open up all the sliders once again, and they lead to a deck. And I'm not really sure what we'll do with that one. Maybe a fire pit or something.
The best part about this is that it doesn't feel like a basement because there's so much natural light. When you think of a basement, it's really dark and dingy and, there's not really much you can do with it. But We have tall ceilings, we have all of the sliders, all of the natural light. Like, it really feels like just an extended part of the house.
Yeah, I don't even know that I would call it a basement.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just calling it one, but it's really just a 3-story house. Now for me, I don't know how often this is gonna be used, but for sure on like events and parties, it'll get a lot of use. And I think when the kids get older, they're gonna love hanging down there.
Yeah, I think we should do like Cosmic Bowling Fridays or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So that pretty much covers the main house, which is over 12,000 square feet now. Yes, it's gained 1,000 square feet since my last video. That tells you how over budget we keep going. But we still have 2 other buildings on this property, which is the guest house and then my favorite part ever, the basketball court. But let's briefly talk about the guest house, which is where your parents are gonna live.
So they're just gonna have a little
Yeah.
So they're just gonna have a little 14,000 square foot.
14,000?
Oh, no.
They're gonna have a big house.
I can't.
They're gonna have 1,400 square feet, which is not little. It's the size of a normal house. And they have a huge kitchen, a huge island. They have
the sliders. Like, we kind of translated the whole theme of our house into theirs.
Yep.
And let me just tell you, my parents have lived in the same 900 square foot condo for 25 years, maybe.
Longer than
that.
Yeah.
So we just want to give them an upgrade.
I mentioned in the previous video that this house by itself would be worth over $1 million. And I wasn't kidding. Like, this would be over $1 million for sure, probably like $2 million by itself. And in that previous video, I also mentioned that there were new comps that are gonna really help us out. One was under contract for $28 million. Well, since filming that video, that house actually closed for a record sale of $25 million. And that's a beautiful house, and it's definitely gonna be a comp for this house, but if I'm being honest, I'm not being really objective, but I think this house is better.
But yeah, my parents are going to be really, really happy with it. But I know that you have been dying to talk about your basketball court, so let's get into it.
You don't have to tell me twice. So this last building, I'm just gonna call the Athletic and Wellness Center, and this has also gotten bigger. It's almost 9,000 square feet. Now, as you can see, we've got a full indoor basketball court with a ton of lighting, a ton of windows, and I'm really excited about it because I've never seen a full court in anybody's house, and if they did have a court, it was probably like condensed to be smaller. This is full regulation size. But I actually have a secondary purpose for this court that will probably pay for the whole house. It's gonna be an epic spot for events. You could easily fit a stage and a few hundred people on this court, and it'd be really cool to have one of my workshops, masterminds, or events here during the day, and then at night, go to the main house, like in the game area, the basement, or even the main level, and have the after party. If that's something you would attend, definitely comment below and let me know. But just having 1 or 2 events like that could pay for the whole mortgage on this house for a year. So I look at the basketball court as something that's really fun, but also an investment.
So I probably won't be using the court, but the best part is next to it, which is the lounge and the wellness center. So the lounge is really cool because it has these glass windows, so you can see people playing on the basketball court, but you can just chill, watch TV, hang out. You know, you're not really like connected to it, and you won't get hit by a bunch of flying balls.
And the wellness center is really cool because it's gonna have a massage table. I love getting massages. It's gonna have its own barbershop chair because obviously. And what's crazy is all of that stuff we just mentioned with the wellness center, with the lounge, with the basketball court is just the first floor. The second floor is where I'll probably spend most of my time. So right above it, we have a gym that overlooks the court. And I'm really excited about that because it's actually a big gym. It's not like one of these home gyms that can only fit a treadmill and that's it.
Yeah, every time we watch AD with Architectural Digest, we make fun of all of these celebrity home gyms because they have a bike and a treadmill and maybe a couple of weights if we see them.
The problem is it's a $10 million home and that's
Right.
all it has. I'm like, how do you accept this as your gym? You're definitely not working out here. But it's pretty cool because this gym can open up to a field of turf. So we'll be able to do sprints or any type of plyometrics out there. So the house is over 20,000 square feet now with all those things combined. But the crazy part is I still think it's a really good investment, mainly because that house sold for $25 million and we're gonna build it for way less than that. But also the basketball court being able to hold events and other things at the house, I'm certain that it's gonna end up paying for itself.
Yeah, and speaking of cost, I don't think it's gonna be done for what you think it's gonna be done for.
Yeah, and from what I found out, our architect and our builder also are on different pages. So if you wanna find out what it's really gonna cost and how long it's gonna take, make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for the next video.